Start spreading the news. Amouage is back. Hashtag Amouage. Fan. Boy is back. Happy Fragrant Friday, Fragheads. This has Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new review. You know, you've seen the title and the description, so you know I am taking a look at none other than Overture Man by Amouage. Yes, it's finally happened. That Cologne Guy has returned to his favorite house. I'm back with Amouage reviews. You know, I must tell you how happy I am, and this is all thanks to subscriber Ramsey in Texas. So I want to take a moment and say thank you very much, Ramsey. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate your support of this channel, and then also sending some decants. So he reached out and said he wanted to send a few decants of Amouage recent releases. So in the upcoming weeks, I have the sheer pleasure of wearing and reviewing some of the recent Amouage releases. So I'm super, super excited. And the first one is Overture Man. So before I dive in on the notes, let me just say quickly that two things. Number one is here's the good and the bad. Should we do a good, bad, and the ugly? All right. So here we go. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Here is the good. The good is, since last Friday, I have had yet again an absolute tsunami of recent subscribers. The bad is, in recent months, it's weird because I get a lot of subscribers, but my views, not total views, but my recent episodes have actually taken a dip. So do me a favor. If you're watching this either for the first time or if you watch it each week, let me know how I can improve the channel, whether it be the delivery. I tend to be more conversational, but if I need to be more super uber excited, I will do that. But please let me know how I can improve this channel. It would certainly mean a lot to me. Okay, and then that's the good. The bad, of course, is the recent view count, and then the ugly would be the fact that the Chicago Bears yet again can't seem to find a quarterback. I have been on this earth many, many years, my friends, and the Chicago Bears, if there's one thing certain in this world, that is the Chicago Bears will do their absolute best to screw up getting a quarterback. All right, so that is the ugly. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, so let's take a look at the notes for Overture Man. I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. Usually I send you to Fragrantica and just to check out the notes on your own. I'm going to do something different. I want to read the notes now to you from their site. So I want you to know I am cheating. I am reading. And I'm going to do that because I want you to hear just this incredible list. This fragrance is just complex and all over the map. And I want you to hear that and not just reading it. So here it goes. This is the ingredients. These are the notes for Overture Man by Amouage. All right, you ready? So the top notes are cognac, cumin, cardamom, nutmeg, saffron, grapefruit, and ginger. Those are just the top notes. Okay, the middle notes are myrrh, benzoin, labdanum, cinnamon, mastic, patchouli, and geranium. Those are just the middle notes. And the base notes are sandalwood, smoke, animal notes, leather, incense, and clary sage. Talk about complex. This is one of the most complex fragrances that I have reviewed, and I felt like it was necessary to read all of those notes so you could not just, you could see them, of course, on your own, but I wanted you to hear the list because there are so many, and then on top of it, they seem to be conflictive notes. And I'll talk about why that is in just a little bit. Here's what I get out of it, though. Number one, of course, is no reviewer can truly give justice to what it smells like. You need to wear this for, grab a sample of this. This, of course, is not blind buy friendly at these prices. It's a niche release, of course, but you should absolutely try it and see how it does on your skin. Here's what I got, though. Most reviewers will suggest a very prominent boozy note from the cognac. Cognac is clearly there. There's no doubt. For me, though, I actually get more of a smoky / burnt cinnamon. And it could be because I love cinnamon. Cinnamon is one of my favorite notes. If I did a top 5 favorite notes episode, which I eventually will, cinnamon is bound to be on it. I love cinnamon. It loves me. It does well on my skin. I pick it up easily. I really appreciate it. And I love the longevity of a lot of the fragrances that have cinnamon in it. So I fully recognize that maybe that's why I'm biased, right? For me, it's not so much of a boozy fragrance as it is a cinnamon based fragrance. Again, though, I think most reviewers will probably suggest more of the boozy quality. I pick it up, but again, it's more of a smoky cinnamon, and then I also pick up smoke, cinnamon, incense, cumin, and myrrh is what I pick up, and then of course the cognac. So this is a very, very bold release, and as I said earlier, this is kind of a return. I don't know if it's meant to be that way, but it's probably going to be seen, at least for me, as a return to more of the frankincense and myrrh of the typical Amouage DNA. So I'm sure it will be welcomed back with open arms by a lot of the Amouage fans. Okay, so those are the notes. Now, when it comes to longevity, projection, and sillage, again, like many Amouages, good news abounds. And so I wore this in a very, very open area on last Saturday for the wedding anniversary, in a very, very open area. And then the next day, I wore it in a very, very an outdoors event that was very windy. And yet it was still, people could still pick it up. The longevity is off the charts. I love that about this house. I don't know if it's not Blue Beast mode, but what is, right? This is going to get you a solid 10 to 12, and that's on your skin. So if you spray on your clothes, I can tell you now, you will have that on that shirt the entire day and the next day, and it will be on there until you wash it. So it's a very, very strong smell, which of course I appreciate. I love that about this house. So longevity is a solid 10 to 12, easily, and that's just on your skin. Well over a work shift. You in fact, if anything, you might have to go easy on the trigger, as they say. Okay, so the projection is also extremely good when you consider the fact that I was in a very, very open space and also the very, very windy day outside. And so if people are going to be able to pick it up there, just imagine if you are indoors and in close quarters. So when it comes to the projection, it's going to be easily a full arm lengths away. And as I said, something about going easy on the trigger, you'd probably want to do 2 to 3 sprays if you're going to be indoors. I don't know if you're going to be in an office setting, just be very, very careful with the trigger on this one. And then of course sillage, if you're coming in and out of rooms, people will pick up this fragrance. You will leave a scent trail, and I just love that so much about this one, and practically all Amouages. You are going to get noticed. People will ask you about it, and because this one in particular is so original and unique and complex, you are bound to get unsolicited compliments, and at the very least, unsolicited interest. People are going to be asking you, hey, what are you wearing? So if you're the type of person that is looking for something highly original, then you should absolutely consider this release. All right, now when it comes to Season is also going to be easy because this is clearly a fall winter. This is definitely for those of us in the Fahrenheit system. This is definitely a below 70 degrees, right? This would be quite cloying in the heat, and so this is going to be a fall winter. Absolutely, no doubt on that one. And when it comes to age, I would say. This is quite. This is quite regal. So I guess, should I say what, 30 and up? This is incredibly masculine. So you're probably going to see about an 85 15 split, meaning the people who actually own this Overture man, it will probably be about 85% men and 15% women. I feel like this is, I would call this quite masculine. I would call this a very masculine release. And I think a woman could pull this off, but I don't, as far as in practice, I think almost everybody will be on the guy's side. So I'll go 85-15 on that, quite masculine. And when it comes to age, I will go 30 and up. I don't know that a college student could wear this. It's just it's very, very confident. It's very, very bold, and it is very gentlemanly / mature, but not in a bad way. So, but it smells fantastic. So and also you guys have, if you watch my channel, you know that for the niche releases, a lot of times I will say, college students are not going to be wearing this fragrance just because they can't afford it, right? So I'm definitely going to go with 30 and up as far as Overture Man by Amouage. All right, so let's talk about the events here. I have to tell you, I'm rather conflicted on this fragrance when it comes to the event, because when you look at notes like animal notes, leather, smoke, cognac, I mean, it all points to an evening out, doesn't it? It points to nighttime wear. That said, and I would say that it is more for the night. That said, though, I want you to know that I would absolutely wear this to the office. We're in a pandemic, of course, so I'm not there yet. But I would wear this during the day. I would wear it to the office. My only suggestion would be to be very, very, very careful if you work in a small enclosed area, or if you're going to have meetings during the day in a very small room. You would want to be very, very careful and go easy on the trigger, as they say. So that would be my one suggestion. You can pull this off during the day. I'm going to, but I think it is probably more, marketed, of course, toward the night. In fact, I'm going to read you what the parfumée herself said about this fragrance, and I'm going to put her name here in post so you can see it. And here's what she said. She said, "When I created Overture Man, I envisioned the strong emotions the audience of the opera feels when hearing the opening and the debut of a young opera singer. It's a piece that alternates slow and fast rhythms that set you in the mood of what follows. That's why I use some contrasted raw materials to reflect this alternation of rhythms." Interesting. I'm not sure that I would have gotten that out of the smell, but I certainly appreciate the backstory there from her. You can see, though, that obviously if you're going to the opera, it would be based more for the evening. All right, so this has been Overture Man by Amouage. I must tell you how happy I am. In fact, the proof is in the pudding, because I have just enough juice left to give my final rating. So out of 5 sprays, this one was a tough one for me, because usually I know within the first day or two if it's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, because I don't give half sprays in my system. So usually I say this is a 4 out of 5 that came dangerously close to a 5 out of 5. All right, I've often said that. This one is the opposite. This one is kind of the 4.5 that is barely rounded up. So we are going to say this one is a 5 out of 5 for me, that is actually dangerously close to a 4. And I'll tell you why. The originality factor, the overall smell, and coupled with the longevity, catapults this up to a 5. Okay, I love the smell. I love the return to Amouage DNA. I love the longevity, projection, and sillage, of course. And again, I love the complexity of notes is just incredible. I love that. The only thing I think would be off-putting for some people would be the burnt quality that I picked up. The smokiness could be enough to put someone off. And as I said earlier, this is certainly not a blind buy friendly. No fragrance is, but you would definitely want to sample this one first. It is fantastic. I would, and that's why I'm going to say it just barely snags a 5 out of 5 for me in my rating system. And it came dangerously close. I would have liked the smokiness toned down just a tad. That said, though, this is a daring, bold release. This is a return to their roots. I certainly applaud them for that. I love Overture, man, and I think you will too. All right, so we said 5 out of 5. I'm going to go 1 on each wrist, 1 on each side of the neck, and I'll go chest. And that should do it, actually, for me. All right, ready? 5 out of 5, 4.5 really, but just we rounded it up, right? It's at the very end. Overture Man went to the extra credit event and just barely got bumped up to 5. 5 out of 5 by Amouage, Overture Man. Boom. 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 Oh, wow. And 5. Boom. And let me just see if I can squeeze out. That's about the end of it. All right. That is 5 out of 5 for Overture Man. Really, really enjoyed that one. Thanks again, Ramsey. Very kind of you. And again, please comment below. Let me know how I can improve the channel. I really appreciate everything. And always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. If you're new to this channel, if this is your first episode, whatever you do, please take a moment, check out my channel. I will put the channel trailer up above. And then I will also quickly say that my channel is different in 2 ways. Number 1 is I prefer a conversational approach, and then number 2 is I have a 5 spray rating system, meaning at the end of each review, I put on the number of sprays that I actually give out of 5. Plus, I also do, actually I have a third thing, which of course is every episode comes out in Portuguese, Spanish, and then I do a very, very quick one in English in 1 take, and then I do this one, which is the full English review, where I look at things in a little bit more in-depth, and you guys will allow me to go off topic just a little bit, and I throw in bells, whistles, bonus features, and oh, so much more.